Well, you brought up Puff. If you brought up Puff, I can bring up Bill Cosby.
I brought up baby oil.
Okay, yeah.
Then you got Memphis. That to me is just like, it's so unique. It kind of like takes from the old stacks.
I talk about it all the time. And people say, no, Justin Timberlake from Nashville. No, that's where he moved.
Yeah.
I'm from Nashville.
No, they'll say Millington. They don't know Millington is
That's
just right up the street.
Yeah.
From a city where the blues got its heart tilted. Lounge the podcast, we don't lose the beat. Every episode, keep it raw, keep it sweet.
Hello and welcome to Star News VIP presents the Memphis Sounds Lounge show. Let me tell you, we got another awesome day that we have right here with some great stuff that we're going to learn about from an awesome individual who actually grew up right here in Memphis, Tennessee, and has grown up to be known all over the world. This gentleman is, bar none, one of the most fascinating hip-hop artists of any kind that you can walk around or be around. And just seeing how he works and how he does things is amazing. He's been on the charts for quite some time, on the Billboard charts and all that with a variety of different songs. He's made a move, though, from first being with 3-6 Mafia, then moving on to doing his own solo career in gospel hip-hop music. And it's nothing but a pleasure to be here with the one and only Mr. Dale.
What's up, King?
What's going on now?
Good to
Yes,
see you,
indeed.
man.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
We
Good
are
to be
glad
here.
to be here and glad that you're here.
Hey, thank you for having me.
We're glad to have you
Yeah,
here, man. And I
yeah.
know you just love Memphis and all your songs. Quite a few of them. You're going to throw Memphis up in there. That 901 is going to be there.
We're going to tear the podcast up.
I'm a rep it everywhere I go. I'm a rep the city everywhere I go, man.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. That's
I'm
phenomenal.
bringing back my 3-6 Mafia days. We was tearing it up.
Come on now.
You
Come
said
on.
bring back?
Well, that was,
Yeah.
Like this morning?
no, I didn't. I tore up some breakfast this morning.
Oh,
That's about it.
Yeah.
No clubs this morning.
Yeah.
Well, it's been amazing, though, just seeing how you've grown over the years and having all this great, fascinating career and still moving and growing, becoming an author.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about your book as well,
yeah.
and performing all over the place.
Yeah.
I think you're probably one of the most respected ones out there, man, because I see you just featuring here and there. Like,
Yeah.
how do they do that? They just call you up and say, hey, I want
man.
to feature you on this and that.
Fortunate enough for to work with so many artists, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of them just call me up or it's through relationship,
Yes.
from being in the industry.
Yes.
Man, we're working everybody from Kirk Whalum to Salt from Salt and Pepper, out of Eden, of course, 3-6, Fabo, Kelly Price, list goes on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One of my favorite is the one you do with Canton Jones.
Oh, my brother. Yeah. That's my brother. Like every project, all of my projects he's on and vice versa.
Yeah.
We really started this whole urban Christian hip hop thing together.
Yes.
So yeah, man, shout out to Kenton. That's my brother.
Yeah. And a couple of times I've heard somebody trying to do that thing like you do. I said, oh man, that's not Mr. Dale. Somebody trying to put it on, but I'm sure it's still commendable to see someone else trying to put that on.
So many artists in Memphis that I mentor, that I, they come up to me all the time saying, man, this album made me want to start doing Christian rap, or, so many young people when I first started, like that was the thing. I wanted to evangelize my city. I wanted to create an alternative to the music that I used to do.
Yeah.
And then it just started in Memphis, and then it went throughout Tennessee, and then once I hit Atlanta, it was a wrap. Like I think it was 2004. So when I did Creflo Dollar's youth conference, that's when everybody started calling.
Let me ask you this: you go from 3-6 to gospel rap.
Yeah.
What kind of feedback did you get from that? I mean, that's almost like night and day.
Yeah, it was mixed. Yeah, mixed. Memphis is, like I love my city, but I have a love-hate relationship. I think everybody does. When you think about the crime, when you think about, you know, the crab in the bucket mentality, when you think about the hatred. But I see the beauty in it, you know. So it was a lot of mixed, mainly from the church, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess they found it hard to see hip hop being merged with, you know, Christianity. And, but, you know, my whole thing was, I know what God told me. I know what he showed me. And I saw the fruit. I saw young people giving their lives to God. And even to this day, you know, Christian hip hop artists that was, you know, 11, 12 years old have, you know, done a career in doing Christian hip hop music. So that lets me know that I at least, you know, did something good, you know, regardless of I guess for a lack of better words, the resistance that we had in traditional church in Memphis.
Are they still resisting you? I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm very curious about this.
Well,
are they still giving you resistance? Is it still?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, how is it that you can get over to them and tell them there's a different way? I mean, it doesn't have to all be traditional gospel.
Right.
There's other ways to get the word out. So how can you get people to understand that?
That's true. Well, I don't think it was never my job to convince, you know, the old guard, you know. They got saved the way they got saved, you know, and which I don't understand how they don't understand the merging of the two, because even gospel from their generation merged blues, merged, you know, rock and things like that. You know, you had amazing people like Andre Crouch who merged that, and different gospel artists who took from jazz and blues and R&B. So, you know, I feel like it was only right as you get older and getting further in a new generation, then hip hop was the music. So it was only right then to be merged. So I don't even then I didn't really waste a lot of time trying to convince them. The people who I was after, they got it. You know, I spoke their language, and that's all that really, you know, mattered to me. I found myself really running in circles trying to convince the old guard, you know what I mean? So it just, after a while, I just stopped trying to convince them, you know, and just did my calling, did my assignment.
But you know, from traveling around the world, you know, you might be in the United States and you hear, Jesus is on the main line, tell him what you want. Go to China, it's going to be a different beat. Go to the Bahamas, it's a different beat.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's not meant to be in the same beat all the time.
Yeah, I think it's a different method, same message.
Yes, same message.
As long as the message is the gospel, doesn't matter what method we can, you know, we distribute it in. Yeah, I agree.
Now, going back, how did you get into rapping? I mean, did you start when you was in grade school, high school, after that?
Good question.
And I know you come from a God-fearing family as well, you know, so how does that merge all together?
You know, my gift, I believe, you know, when God says we all have gifts, right? God has given us all gifts, and I believe your gift will make room for you, and that's what mine did. I was gifted as a writer early. Like, I would write poetry all the time. And then my cousin from the East Coast, I remember he came to visit us on Christmas, and he introduced me to hip hop. Like, he had a whole bunch of tapes, Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, Houdini, Run DMC.
Yeah.
And once I heard that, it's like, this is it. This is my language. I'm into this. And I was already writing poetry, so I was like, this ain't nothing but poetry over beats. So I would just listen to the beats and freestyle and write. I just got, you know, totally possessed by hip hop, man. And that's how I got into it. But my gift was always writing. I was always in the music. You know, I was beating on pots and pans. So I was a drummer and loved music. My sister Dion, which you know, she always used to play R&B and put me to sleep. She used to play, you know, The Quiet Storm on Stan Bell, K97 and 101. So I just grew up around music. So when hip hop was introduced to me, it spoke to my language and informed me. And I just got, you know, infatuated with it and just started rapping from there at 7 years old.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so here in Memphis, where'd you go to school? Here in Memphis, where'd you go to school?
High school?
Yes.
Yeah, Germantown. I graduated.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So public school figure.
Yeah.
So there's some good things coming out of public schools.
Oh man, of course.
A whole lot.
Yeah. I came up in Garden View.
Yeah,
You know, we lived in Whitehaven, and we lived on Airways, and the airport bought our house. Those who know about that. So our house was one of those houses that got torn down on Airways.
Yeah.
Still ain't done nothing with it. I'm mad.
Right.
Because I loved Whitehaven. But no, man, just when we moved out to Cordova, I still just had that love for Memphis, and even in school, you know, going to Garden View, Newberry, you know, all the schools that kind of helped mold the culture, you know, being with my other friends that, you know, was listening. We were all sharing tapes and sharing hip hop, and it was just that culture was growing in Memphis.
So when did you start combining that poetry with making them into lyrics for songs, and when did you start recording?
I started doing that at 11 years old. I would take 2 tape recorders, and I would take the instrumentals of some of the records, and I would just write my own raps. So I would record them, and then that entrepreneur spirit was in me, because my mother was an entrepreneur. You know, she owned 2 hair salons and a boutique, so I just kind of created my own tapes, and I would go to school and I would sell the tapes like I was selling them at school. And then I ended up finding some guys who were doing what I was doing, but was doing it on a bigger level. They had their tapes in the stereo shops. I don't know if anybody watching, you know, remember Mr. Z's and Hot Toys, and, you know, back when systems was a thing, and you would go to stereo shops. But these guys, this really collective in Memphis, was really enterprising and was making tapes like me out of their house and taking them to stereo shops on consignment and creating our own Memphis culture. And these guys was DJ Paul, Juicy J, DJ Squeaky, you know, and a host of others. And I just wanted to be a part of that scene. And I just went, had my boy in high school take me to these stores, and I would just, at 13 to 14 years old, just had the knack for it. Just in there, introducing myself, taking the tapes, you know, doing what everybody else was doing to get in the scene. And that's how I ended up meeting 3-6.
It is our pleasure to have you watching Star News VIP presents Memphis Sounds Lounge show, and we have an opportunity for you as a business person, as an entrepreneur. You want to promote your business. We have advertising available within the show and throughout Star News VIP. So click on the link below, and we'll be sure to get you some information to help you actually promote your business across the United States, globally as well, because our program is reaching all these masses. We look forward to hearing from you, and thank you again for watching Star News VIP as we present the Memphis Sounds Lounge show. And I got a question in regards to, before you get to 3-6, but you know, you hear this phrase, "Dirty South."
Yeah.
And is Memphis the headquarters?
No. That would be Atlanta. My man Cool Breeze out of the Dungeon family.
Okay.
He coined that name, Dirty South, you know, in a song. And of course, the Dungeon family is Outkast, the producers that did them. So
they may have coined it.
Yeah, they coined it.
But Memphis took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah. Memphis is definitely one of the diamonds in the South. When you talk about Southern music, you know, it's only a handful of cities that you bring up, and that's Miami with Luke Skywalker and that whole bass music. And then you have New Orleans, you know, Bounce. Your No Limit and your Cash Money. You have, of course, the ATL, and that's Lil Jon. And, you know, man, all those artists from ATL, Outkast. But then Memphis and Houston, Texas, skip over Houston. Houston, Texas, with that DJ Screw music and their culture. Then you got Memphis. That, to me, is just like, it's so unique. It kind of like takes from the old Stax guard as far as the raw and gritty sound, but then, you know, definitely it speaks from the streets and also religion, also church too, because I think Memphis is all of that. Memphis is soul, it's blues, it's rock and roll, it's church, it's this gumbo, and you just put it all together and you got the Memphis sound. It's to me, it's no other sound like it.
So he right on time with the Memphis Sounds Lounge.
Oh yeah.
So when you got with 3-6, was that I guess did they hear about you and your writing skills?
Well, no, actually, what it was, I'm gonna tell you the cool story. What it was one of my partners. I convinced him to sneak his mama's car out the house when I was 15 years old.
Yeah,
and come and pick me up and take me down. Real Memphis know this. 380 Bill, which it had a whole bunch of names. I think it was 380 and Club 380 at one point, Studio G at one point, Squeaky's Place, but at this time it was Juicy's Place.
Yeah.
And Juicy was the DJ down there. And I convinced him to take me down there to take Juicy my demo tape and for me to meet, Juicy. And that was kind of like my intro into 3-6 Mafia, because I gave him my demo, but I guess they were looking at me like I was just this kid. What we gonna do with him? He a little kid, he's still in high school, but I just really paid my dues, man. Right. And I just stayed around and really them being my mentors.
Yes.
I would skip school, go to Paul's house, listen to them record their albums, see how they were doing it, look at their equipment, how they were using the drum machine. I looked at that as like that was my college. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So from I'm at 15, so from 15 to when I got my first deal, which was 5 years later when I was 20, that I was just in college. I was promoting for them, passing out flyers, just paying my dues, doing whatever I could do to learn the industry, learn this game that I love so much, so I could be able to do it.
Now, when you talk about the industry right now, and not just now, but in the past, Wade in the past has a really bad, corrupt name. The things that's going on now, how do you feel? Is there anything the same then that's going on now that's let's say it. I mean, it's the elephant in the room that Diddy's going through. Were you seeing things back then?
Oh yeah,
that was going on now.
Definitely,
minus the baby oil and all that. We don't want to slide into that. So
you already slid.
You already slid and
just pulled a bunch of it in.
Well, we're gonna backslide out of that part right there.
But yeah, man, all that it was going. I mean, that was going on in the rock.
Yeah,
it wasn't just
all the
hip-hop.
industry. Yeah,
yeah, it was blues. It was R&B.
Movie industry.
I think that's just a part of the game.
Well, I'm not talking about the sex part.
Okay.
But there is some
well, that's what the baby oil.
Well, that I slipped up on that.
Yeah, okay.
My But
all the craziness.
Are you talking about the lyrics and all that?
No. When I say the corruption thing, the late great Bobby OJ would always talk about the music industry was one of the most crooked things out. Because you would make the records, but you wouldn't get paid for it. All that.
And that's why
did you experience anything like that?
I think we all do at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Even though you have people who have done well in the music industry. I mean, to be quite honest, like even with my deal with Universal, and don't get me wrong, I love you, Universal. Not saying I'm not, keep those checks coming. But it's no real way for me to account, okay, how much did I really sell?
Right.
It's business. You have to trust your business partner to a certain extent to say that, okay, you're doing right by me. You're in good faith. You are sending me everything I'm supposed to have, and you're getting what you're supposed to have. But we all know that's always not the case. History has taught us that, in all business, not even just the music business. We've seen, so many people even rob even black inventors and publishers and to take their credit for something, or if they couldn't take the credit for black music, they'll just create a white version of it, i.e. Elvis Presley, i.e. Justin Timberlake, i.e. Vanilla Ice. It's just, I don't know, it's just a game.
Okay, well, knowing that, don't you have a record label?
Yeah.
And the name of it is?
DMG.
Okay, at DMG, do you educate the young people that's coming up behind you? So, so you don't take advantage of them or teach them the game so they won't get taken advantage of once they move on from you. Hopefully they won't. Hopefully they stay with you.
Right.
But, just teach them the game and, stay away from these pitfalls here.
Yeah,
Stay away from this guy right here because he's going to screw you.
Right.
Stay away from Diddy Stay away from.
Well, it's not so much that, because Ball and G had to deal with Diddy. You know, it's not so much, because one experience don't mean they have to be mine. And a lot of people go into contracts with Diddy or any other, you know, mogul or whatever. And if you go in not reading your contract, if you go in without a lawyer, if you go in not knowing your worth and knowing what to ask for, then is it Diddy's fault that you got screwed, or is it your fault? You know, and so what I tell artists all the time is I say, hey man, read. These are the books that I read. Get you a lawyer. Learn the game. Learn the industry that you're in. You know, so I definitely educate every artist, you know, that I work with, because, you know, when you're ignorant, then that's when you feel like, oh, I'm getting taken advantage of. Oh, I'm like, no, you're not. We had expenses, and out of those expenses, we had to pay for this. So your cut is this, and my cut is this. You know, so it just takes, educate them.
Mm-hmm. That's phenomenal, because a lot of people wouldn't know that. You hear about so many people, I guess, getting taken advantage of. One that comes to mind to me is Money Long. And, you know, she wrote so many songs for all these top artists, including Rihanna's first album. She had those number one hits and those number one album. She wrote all those songs and only got paid thousands of dollars for writing the songs.
There it is.
So, but still yet, though, there's opportunity for people to actually go out there, like you say, learn, read, and make sure you got everything, check all your boxes before you just run out there and get all excited and
that's what usual artists do. They're excited and they just ready to sign whatever's in front of them, and they just want the fame. But I mean,
the spinners.
The spinners, definitely. But even now, like with AI, the internet, artists have no excuse. No excuse. Before, you used to have to go to the library. You need to
look
find,
everything up.
or, you know, everything you need to know about the music industry. That was like the premier book in the 80s and 90s. But now, I mean, with the internet, like, you can learn it all. You can learn everything. You know, so it's really no excuse now in this day and age for any artist to be taken care of, because the information is available.
Yes. But you had that advantage from learning, I guess, during that time between 15 and 20 to actually get in there, learn how they're doing things, learn about the industry a little bit, and then grow on from there.
Sure.
So once you did that, what happened around 20? What happened at that point?
So at 20, I signed with 3-6, came out with my single. The single did platinum, and we toured over that. And right when I began to work on my album with 3-6, that's when God saved me. Gave my life to God, got saved, and I left that part of the industry and went into ministry.
At the age of 20?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me see. I got signed at 20, but when I got saved, I was 21. So a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Was there something traumatic happen?
No, it wasn't even traumatic. I came off a tour, and I hadn't seen my family for 8 months. So I said, I came back on Easter weekend. So I was like, I'm gonna surprise them, go to church, and like, hey, I'm back, you know, whatever. Man, I didn't have no intentions on getting saved. I didn't go there to get saved. I was sitting at the back of the church, and I heard God speak to me, and He said, come out. And I was like, what you mean come out? And He was like, I want you to do the same thing you're doing, but do it for me. Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Gospel rap is corny. I don't want to do, because at that time, it wasn't we wasn't a culture yet. I think you had like Kirk Franklin and Gospel Gangsters at that time. A few Christian rap groups, but I don't know, for me, my taste, they seemed corny. So, well, at least what I had heard up until that point. So He gave me a vision. Sitting right there at church, man, I saw the vision of everything that I ended up doing. I saw myself in the auditorium, and I heard this sound of music that was similar to what I was doing, but the message was different. And I saw young people, man, just worshiping God. And I said, wow. And I was just transformed by that vision. And I just felt like that was my purpose, you know, because I think that a lot of people, they know their gifts, but they don't know their purpose. And your purpose is basically just activating or operating your gift for God's will. So, I mean, when I saw that, I was like, this is what I was born to do. So I was like, okay, God, well, if I do this, you're going to have to take care of me because I left, my job, and this is what I was on the brink of doing. My song was #1, and I was like, I was just about to get cranking. And then he said, trust me. And from there, I recorded my first album, End of the Light, and it's been on ever since.
So how many songs did you write, I guess, between 20 and 21? How many did you write that's out there now?
Wow. The first album was 10 songs. The second album I did was 14, so 24 plus A&T.
Yeah.
So I did 25 songs that was in the marketplace.
Yes, yeah.
Before I got saved, yeah.
Then you walked away from that, started doing
Christian hip-hop. Yeah.
Christian hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
How many songs have you written since then?
Oh, Lord, I have no idea. It got to be over 1,000.
Yes. And are you writing for some other artists as well, and they actually perform the songs that you actually write? Or are you performing all of them?
I have one artist, Danny McGee Barlow. She's on my label, and she has 2 projects out right now. Music, I really jumped forward into being an author. So, writing, because, like I said, streaming to me has killed music. Mm-hmm. And so if I do it, it'll be fun. It'll just be for fun or a passion project or to help someone else that I know. I haven't really been looking for artists or even discovered an artist.
Yes.
But Danny is the only one that I have. And even her, like, she's kind of stepping into this whole, she's doing this thing. She just did a event called Honors Her, where she honored 21 Black women in the city. Mm-hmm. And she's doing a Safe Place conference. So she's kind of moving into that thought leader type vein too. So, music is kind of almost like a side thing to me now. Yeah. I still love it. Don't get me wrong, but I just haven't done it. I guess after the industry change, it just kind of took my love out of it.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I know one thing for sure. I know I've enjoyed quite a few songs of yours over the years and still do.
Well, next year is my 25th anniversary, so I will be doing a show, a one-night-only show.
Oh, yeah?
To, commemorate 25 years of.
You do it here or in Atlanta or where?
Both those cities. Okay. I'm going to do a tour, and me and Canton are going to go on the tour.
Yeah. Man, I want to be there for that.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be there.
You heard it here first.
You're going to be VIP. You're going to be,
You heard it here first.
Yeah, actually, this is the first time he mentioned it, but 25 will be, what's that called, the Silver Jubilee?
You say he's going to be the valet. What did you say?
No, VIP. Oh, you cute. You cute.
My bad. I thought you were going to have him
parking cars. Family, man.
I know, he's parking cars.
My bad. VIP. No.
Yeah, that's exciting. Man. We're going to look forward to that then when they show 25 years.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time, I'm sure, it went so fast.
You got it. You got it.
I want to sit up front.
You already said you want to be like me, so you be
My bad. Following in greatness.
Hey.
That's it.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. I know you got your book here that you've written. This is the second one.
Yes.
It says Soul Ties.
Soul Ties, that's the name of the trilogy. Yeah, I'm gonna do 3 books. The first and second one are available now everywhere, and I'll be releasing the third one next year.
What made you become an author?
Well, like I said, my gift was always writing. So, songs to me ain't nothing but audio.
Poems and songs is totally different from a book. So what made you want to do a book? Book.
Well, really it was God, man. It was really God had me write about it. It's really a topic that's near and dear to me. I grew up in a toxic environment, and for me growing up in a toxic environment, it made me have toxic ties in relationships, toxic ties to, street people when I was coming up in relationships. So it was a part of my healing journey that after I left 3-6, I began to kind of see what the industry and growing up in a toxic environment did to me as a man. Mm-hmm. So it was a part of my journey, you know what I'm saying, as to really just become better and also be able to inform my generation, young men who were like me, who may have grown up in an abusive household or grew up without a father. So I'm really speaking to that.
Yes. That's phenomenal. You know why? Man, we need as much help as possible to help these young folks get in line and understand and know they can't live a life without the Lord, for one.
Mm-hmm.
And allowing the Holy Spirit to guide them in and out versus letting the world guide them into darker places that they can't even get out of.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure reading this book, listening to you, they'll get just that.
Yeah.
Can you give us something in regards to what to expect when you read the book?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, if you grew up without your father, without a mother or an abusive household, it speaks to that.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks to being, abused, whether it be physically, verbally, or sexually assaulted. So it just speaks to healing and wholeness.
Yes.
If you ever been broken in any relationship, whether it be friends, family, or lovers.
So you're taking that hope dealer to a whole nother level.
That's it, man. I deal hope.
You're raising that thing on up. Boy.
That's it, baby. I deal hope, man.
Well, let me ask you this. If you could do it all over again, would there be anything different? Would you start it with gangster rap? Or do you call it gangster rap, or do you call it, what do you call it?
I guess it would be gangster rap.
Okay. Yeah. Would you have done that still?
I believe that, a man's steps are ordered by God. And I believe that even my mistakes were still made out to be for my good. So with a question like that, which is a very great question, and as I'm thinking about it, if I changed anything, then that would mean I would be author in my life and not him. And he's the author and the finisher. So even if I started the way I did, I believe that what it did for me was it gave me a voice to people in the streets. Because even now, when I go and do my seminars and people recognize me, and I'm like, yeah, I used to be with Teresa. I know I recognize you somewhere. It almost gives me their ear more because they like, oh, I love 3 6. Oh,
you got that street credit.
Right. And then also it gives me life credit, just to be able to go through what I went through and make it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Half my group is dead. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, for God to pull me out of that and that not be my demise, I'm grateful. And more than anything, I owe God. So that's why I have no problem telling people about, him and what I do. So no, I wouldn't change nothing. It has to go the way it went for you to get the outcome.
So no regrets?
No. What? He ordered my steps. So
there's been some great doors open. I remember coming to one of your services, and there's quite a few young folks. They can understand and relate, and dedicating their life to Christ. And it was you, and there was another young lady as well who was known in rap music. I can't remember who it is right now, but she also dedicated her life to Christ, and so she was there.
Gangsta Boo.
That's who it was.
Yeah, Gangsta Boo, my sister. Rest in peace, Gangsta.
Yes. And so I said, man, this is phenomenal.
I know.
And so can you elaborate more in regards to your ministry now?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and it's still that. It's still for the soul.
Yes.
I kind of look at hip hop like sports. Like I'm not a big sports guy, but I know like in the NFL or in the NBA, you only have a window of time to do it, right? To me, hip hop is a young man's sport. I think when I started, I was young, so I was able to get my generation. But, at this point, and don't get me wrong, you do have your Jay-Z's and your other rappers who are in their 50s that are still rapping. But I think my mission was to captivate and compel my then generation. Yes. So I think at this point of our lives, okay, yeah, they'll listen to music, but more so, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to, just audio books, and I want to know about, okay, what's the next level? What my next 5, 10, 15 years look like? So I think that my switch from rapper to author was a natural progression for the generation that I had at that time. So I'm still in that soul winning business. It's just that music is not my bait now. Now my bait is the books, the seminars, the audio books, and just being able to educate, them on the next level, what's the next level. And then every now and then grab that mic and show that I can still Busta Rhymes or LL Cool J or like any of the legacy artists that still get out there and they can still do it. But are they putting out an album every year? No. LL's what he's acting, he got his health thing. Jay-Z got his sports business, films, Will Smith films and all this. It's diversification. So at some point, music is the launching pad, but we all got to diversify. At some point.
I'll throw a monkey wrench out of each one of the other rappers and they going into these other industries.
Yeah.
Ice Cube. Yeah. With the basketball league, the 3-on-3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did hear some about that.
No. Big Three.
The Big Three.
Big Three.
Man, that's some good stuff right there. Because he's been televised for the past few years, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay.
So I can see how a lot of those things are just gelling. Yeah. I mean, you might have started one place, but then you moved on to some other ones as well. Yeah. And I'm sure you're going to be moving on to some other things also. So what do you see in the next 5 years, 10 years? Where do you see yourself?
More books, movie, turning the books into movies, film. Definitely getting into that.
That's great because we have a movie project going on here in Memphis.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Dope. Yeah.
BLP. Look it up.
I love it. That's what I see.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's phenomenal.
All right. Look how gospel rap has gone global.
Yeah.
It's a lot of places. Why is that? Why do you think gospel rap is big in South America and other countries? Why is that?
I think because hip hop is global, and at the end of the day, it's still hip hop. The vehicle is just different messaging, and I think what's so great about it being Christian hip hop, or like you said, gospel rap, the gospel also has.
All right, let me stop you right there. What's the correct term for it?
Either one.
Yeah,
it's like
because I want to be politically.
No.
Sometimes I want to be politically correct.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't give a damn.
Yeah, in our sense, it ain't. It's whatever you want to call it, Christian hip hop or gospel rap. It's whatever.
It don't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter. But I think with the kingdom, with gospel, it's also a worldwide commission as well. We as Christians are commissioned to go into all the world and preach the gospel. So when you have a vehicle like hip hop that's already like changed the world, you know what I mean? This is the one art form that you can do a show and have every nationality, every color, every culture in one room under this art form that started in the Bronx, New York. That's amazing to me, man. Amazing. I think the last art form that was able to do that was jazz. So for hip hop to be able to do it and then you slap kingdom or the gospel on top of it, I think that's the oil that makes it so appealing worldwide. That, okay, they're listening to hip hop, they already love hip hop, but then they're also getting a message of hope and a message that'll change their lives. So I think it's dope. I think it's amazing.
Well, what do you think we ought to do for Memphis? Because, with Memphis, a lot of artists come through Memphis. They record here in Memphis. They lived in Memphis. Some form or fashion they've had sometimes, but Memphis hardly ever gets credit for no matter what genre of music. But let's go back to gospel rap. I mean, you got yourself, you got several other artists. Lecrae was through here for a little while, and so you got all these other artists. But why is it that all these other cities get all that credit, but then Memphis is like, oh, Memphis? No, they don't have anything to do with that type of music.
Yeah, that is a puzzling question. I have no idea. I think now, when you look at Glorilla, Moneybagg Yo Gotti, all these artists that's like killing it right now. I think it's gonna be a lot of us representing where we're from.
Yes.
That's the thing I love about Memphis. We never asked for anything, we took it.
Right.
You know, and so when you have other cities that are part of that, I don't know. I still feel like Memphis. You know, 3-6 coined album, and then I think it also speaks for Memphis as well. The most known unknown. I think that's what Memphis has always been. You know, because even when it comes to Motown and Stax, you hear more about Motown or the Philly sound than you do about Stax. But Stax is, like you said, in everything.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're known on First 48.
Known for
we're known for the wrong reason.
We're known for that.
Right.
But when it comes to something really positive, we don't have anybody really pushing us out there for that positivity, like what you're doing or what
it's so
everybody
few
else was
people doing it. Yeah.
So basically, what they're saying is, what can we do to get that positivity out there?
I think you already said it because we see like with Stax. A lot of people don't know, like Richard Pryor.
Come on.
His stars were here with Stax.
Aretha
Franklin.
Al Green. Like
don't say the Bill Cosby.
Well, you brought up Puff. If you brought up Puff, I can bring up Bill Cosby.
I brought up Baby Oil.
You brought up Puff too.
But he said, hey, we just have to take it, and I think we do. We have to take it and really recognize Memphis for more of what the value is, because we've had some tremendous major artists that have come here in Memphis or grew up in Memphis, Justin Timberlake and all these other folks. But it's always like, no. I talk about it all the time. And people say, no, Justin Timberlake from Nashville. No, that's where he moved.
Yeah.
Not from Nashville.
No, they'll say Millington. They don't know Millington is
that's
just right up the street.
Yeah, that's Memphis. So we have a metro.
Yeah.
Memphis has a metro. Germantown, College, all Memphis.
Yes.
Orange Mound, no, all Memphis.
Yes.
It's all Memphis.
But I think we just have to take it.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things we want to do with Memphis Sounds Lounge show.
I love
to promote the sound of Memphis around the globe. And not only that, but just by recognizing Memphis, now we want to help boost that economic structure in Memphis.
That's right.
And entertainment.
Because there's a lot of untapped talent in this city.
It sure is.
And, with your guidance.
Well, we're rising, though. I mean, like I said, I named all the artists.
It should be more.
It should. It definitely should. But we got a lot.
And I think it's enough for everybody. Instead of somebody trying to...
Because back in the day, it was just Ball and G and 3-6. But that's just two people.
Yeah.
Two groups. But now, like I said, I'm going off. So you got, Duke Deuce, Yo Gotti, Glorilla, Moneybagg Yo. So at least we're more than two. Yeah. So we're growing. Like I said, we just gotta take it. We gotta take that energy and just momentum. We gotta keep it going. It can't just be.
And then whack a few of them upside the head that want to deny that they even was here in Memphis.
Wow. Yeah.
Let me give you one example.
Right. Yeah.
Then we're gonna end up on First 48 smacking people in the head.
Oh wow.
Jazzy Faye.
Speaking of Faye. This month, Memphis Hall of Fame is giving him an award. So hopefully when we get him back in the town.
Extension of the barcade.
Yeah.
It's following on the barcade,
Right,
so
that's true.
And I remember seeing him in the studio with him, and I was there with somebody else. They were doing a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
But, he won't say that he's from these roots,
Mm-hmm.
Huh? I know some other folks have done it. I want to name a few more.
You think they ashamed?
Name it.
I think because you go to a big city and now you say, well, I'm from here.
I'm claiming that.
One like Elise Neal, she was in the Nile for a long time. I went to school at Havenview.
Wow.
Then she went to Overton. She was a cheerleader and all that.
Right.
But then when she went to California, then got into acting. Oh, now she's from L.A. She's from California.
Right.
Oh no, I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Well, who? How you spell that?
But then,
Kamala
but when we get
No,
hot,
she's accepted now.
but when we get hot, that's when everybody want to say you from Memphis. Like when something big is happening, now everybody want to. Oh, I'm from Memphis too.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You weren't from Memphis when we were.
We have a lot. We have a lot of artists and a lot of industry people as well.
Sure.
That have done a lot of other things. There are these two brothers. They went to Northside back in the day, when they graduated from Northside High School, both of them went to University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Fast forward, both of them became executives. One with Walmart, another with AT&T, and then they dedicated some money to University of Tennessee for the African American Cultural Awareness Center. Okay, but a lot of folks don't know about these two brothers, but from Memphis.
And their name?
Man, I can't remember their names right off the bat right now, but we can look them up and Google them. You know, we Google right quick.
Google them.
We Google right quick.
Google them.
And but I'm just saying, people like that, we want to bring up to the surface and bring light on the impact that we've had, not just right here within our city limits, but all around the globe, man. Because Mr. Dale, you known all over the place, man. I probably could ask some folks over in Thailand. Do you know about Mr. Dale?
I got a strong, like he said, South America, but definitely down there, South Africa, Australia. It just amazes me how far my music has gone, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Anybody Google up them names? Anybody Google up the names?
Put it in the comment below so everybody will know.
I'm going to put it in the comments below so folks know about it. Yeah. As a matter of fact, there's a link in regards to them giving that dedication to the University of Tennessee. But, man, it's so great having you here today. Yeah. Maybe in the future, we're going to have you back again, you know.
Yeah.
Because you got number 25 coming up. 25th anniversary.
Man,
I want to be up in that joker,
I'm
man.
Be celebrating all year.
Yeah.
All year, man. Because
I'm going to sell some T-shirts.
Yeah. I didn't even think that I could do anything for 25 years. You know, when you come out of high school, man, and you just, you know, your mom give you the option, what you going to do? You going to go to school, you going to get a job. And I was like, neither. I'm going to do music. You know what I'm saying? And she did not believe, man, but, you know, I'm definitely a witness. If you believe in your dream and believe in your gift, it will make room for you and bring you before great men. I mean, just the people that I met, the people that are in my phone, it's crazy to me. Like, you grow up watching people on TV, and now all of a sudden you sitting at their house. Or it's amazing. Yes. So if anything, I want to encourage every young person, if you got a dream, do it. Do it. If God had put it in you, then that gift is there for a reason, and it will make room for you.
If somebody came to you with a demo, what are you going to do?
I'm going to listen. I'm definitely going to listen because somebody listened to me.
Thank you.
You know, somebody listened to me, and I would not be here if two men had not listened to my demo, and that was Juicy J and DJ Howard Q. Salute to those guys, because I would not be where I am if they didn't listen, you know, and give me a shot. So I'm definitely...
Get your demos ready.
Yeah, get the
and
demos.
Don't pull yours out now. Don't pull yours out. We'll talk about it later.
My demo means destruction, demolished. I have no demo, none whatsoever. The only thing I can rap is a present.
Yeah,
that's about it. I'm good. I can rap a present.
You can rap a
present? I can unwrap them real good and check those, see what I got, and wrap it back up real good. That's
with the WRAP.
Same thing. Tomatoes. It's still rapping. Ain't it the same thing? Same rap? No.
Double entendre.
I stand corrected.
Like Fred say.
I stand corrected.
Oh, no.
Young people don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, I bet you they do.
Man. I bet some young people.
Sanford and Son.
Yes,
Fred Sanford.
Fred G. Sanford.
He said, put a finger
and the G stands for...
Red Fox.
Yes. Yeah. So we really appreciate you joining us on this podcast and promoting your book. The other book next to his book is my father's book, Use What You Got. He will be our up and coming interview in the real close future. Please tell us how they can get your book.
Wait, before you do that. Because you downplayed your daddy, man. Why you do that to your daddy like that?
I didn't downplay your daddy. I just promoting him.
His father's a renowned businessman who has helped rebuild and build Memphis up by representing in the community with hotels and with other inventions and things that have come out that have changed the world. Yes, Mr. Mabry Holyfield. his father. So
the creator of
Memphis Sounds Lounge as well. And we just have collected that name and now using it for the show where we can do some more and show you how to go.
Boom.
So how can we get your book?
Man, it's available anywhere online, but definitely get it if you want the hard copy exclusively on my website, www.thesoultiesmovement.com.
thesoultiesmovement.com.
That's it.
Y'all need to be going there right now.
Right.
You need to get on Wikipedia and put that there because right now Wikipedia has MrDale.com.
Oh, yeah, my music.
And then that goes somewhere else.
Right.
And it's very deceiving because they're trying to sell that domain.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's not cool.
They got my domain. Yeah, man. So now it's MrDale.net. Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, get on.
Yeah, my manager did tell me that they took the domain. I'm like, what? I'm like, see, even that. I think that's a scam too. Why do I have to buy my name?
You screw with no Vaseline.
Look,
no diddy,
no baby oil,
no diddy.
But I tell you what we do have, we got Hope, we got the Hope dealer who we had with today, and you know what? This is gonna be a phenomenal episode, and we're gonna have some more coming for sure. Like we said, we have Mr. Maybe Holyfield coming to share some great history and some great information, and actually he got some things for the future as well. Then we got some other artists and some other entrepreneurs and other people who have had an impact in Memphis somewhere, somehow. We are looking forward to it. And also, you want to look at these other episodes, we have some other previous episodes you can watch at starnewsvip.com, and then we also have our page, our channel on YouTube, where you can actually watch the Memphis Sounds Lounge episodes as well. Hey, take advantage of it. Learn all you can. You'll see some great and phenomenal things there about some people who are in Memphis or who have lived in Memphis. And just learn about some great things, the history of Memphis and how we're doing some great things here. Because it's not all this negative stuff that we have, that we see on the news. No, there's great things happening right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And those people are making great impact all around the globe.
And let me say something. I'm going to stop you. Look.
No.
Hey,
we'll see y'all later.
No, I'm going to say it. This is not buffoonery. We're not cooning. We don't have to act a fool to get clicks. We are doing something positive.
That's right.
Am I looking at the right camera? I'm looking at this camera here. We're doing something positive. Please help us out. We're not acting a fool. We're not, we may joke around with some baby oil, but we're not using it. We're looking for your support so we can help support Memphis. We don't have to do something stupid to get a following or get those views, but we're asking for your help so we can help others.
Yes, indeed. Hey. Star News VIP presents the Memphis Sounds Lounge. We're glad that we've had Mr. Dale on today. And you know what else? You'll have a great and wonderful moment.
Memphis Sounds where we hit that groove, turn the club up, now podcast that we prove. Talking soul, funk stories in the mix, Memphis Sound spirit vibe.